I'm on my way to see a church, a very unusual church, the likes of which I've never seen or heard before here in France.
The name of this church is Notre de France, and the way to get there is very surprising. It's really a church in the middle of nowhere. So we really are trying to find out why there are Indians who seem to be traveling from so far away to come to this church. So the train station is maybe 1 kilometer from here. So they come walking from the train station and they walk this whole length. We are about less than a kilometer from the church, I think maybe 500 meters. So they really walk this path, and today it's a sunny day, but even when it's raining and when it's cold, there are always so many Indians who seem to be walking this whole stretch to get to the church. I do hope that we are going to see the crowds the way how I've always seen it, which is very crowded.
All right.
Not as crowded as what it is usually.
Look.
Wait. Let's capture the sound. I love the sound. What a nice sound.
What kind of sport? I can see football. No, this is volleyball.
Krista, come here. Have a look.
I love that. I have.
En faisant mémoire de ton Dieu qui nous sauve, de sa glorieuse résurrection et de son ascension dans le ciel, alors que nous attendons son dernier avènement, il fait, il prit le pain. En te rendant grâce, il le bénit, il le rompit.
We've just come out from the chapel. I'm not really sure what is the word for it, but I think it is the chapel. And there was a prayer service that was being held by a priest, by a proper priest who was really wearing the uniform of a priest. It's not very often that I get to go to a church which has an active congregation like this, with people singing hymns. We did have the opportunity to speak to some of the people here. For the longest time, I always believed that they were Indians, but they are not Indians at all. They are Sri Lankans, and they are not even Christians. They are Hindus. I explained to the people that we were chatting with that I'm a Hindu. They were very enthusiastic to share with me that they were Hindus as well. And I asked them if there was any special reason that they came to the church, being Hindus. They let me know that since this was a house of God and they didn't really care if it was a church, and this is the reason why they came here. And this is a good reason for all of the community to get together. So this is much more of a community get together. Yeah, and they even come from all the way from Paris. It was not very clear for me because there are a lot of churches in Paris as well, but they really choose to come over here. So this is basically a church for the Sri Lankan Tamils, and if there's anyone who's curious to come visiting this church, so now you have a little bit of an idea of how this church is. I must say that we have seen quite a lot of people who were of other cultures. So we did see French, and I have seen some Africans. So it's not really just a church for the Sri Lankans. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Alla Prashan.